All right, we are back in Studio K, and I'm joined by a couple of members of American Cream. If you would so kindly introduce yourself with your name and what you do in the group.
Sure, I can start. My name is Liz. My last name is Boomin, and I sing and I play tambourine percussive instruments.
Sweet.
I'm Nate, and I sing and also do percussive instruments.
Amazing. Mm-hmm. So we just heard Taste What We Taste, Don't Burn the House Down, and Ethical Vampire, of course.
Yes.
And in the little artist blurb that you sent me, the last line of the descriptor, you have Dracula's cape in a Dasani label. And so I was wondering, is there any overlap between said Dracula and Ethical Vampire, or does it just happen that vampires come up for you?
I love the vampire archetype. It's really fun to play with, and I like trying to sympathize with it too. Or I think something about the vampire, like it'd be really great if if somebody could look at you like the way a vampire would look at you, like they're going to eat you, but not actually kill you. Like, I think that's what I was trying to do.
I see.
But yeah, I don't know. I think about vampires all the time. It's
As
really,
many people do, of course.
Yeah.
And in the rest of that little description, there's a lot of this relationship between like natural things and synthetic things. And so I don't know, do you feel like that sort of relates to the inspiration you find lyrically? Like I feel like there's a lot of
Sure, I feel like there's a lot of contrast that you can play with. Like where I like the idea of something being like one person's trash is somebody else's treasure. And anything could be beautiful if you dress it up right. Or
True.
If you present it the right way. Yeah.
I agree. Okay, so moving on from that, how long has American Cream existed in one way or another? Because I know that one iteration of the group has played here previously, right?
Yes, I think the first time that I played here was 18 years ago. And I think it was my very first performance was at Radio K.
Oh, wow.
Because we knew some, Carrie Riley and Allison Stolple used to do Off the Record. I don't know if you know who they are, but
I don't.
They did it 20 years ago.
Okay.
And I was in a group that did other bands, but they were like, let us like, oh, you guys can do whatever you want. Just come on here. And it was really fun. And I just kept it going. So.
Yeah. Amazing. And because how many iterations of the group have there been? Like, have there been some members that have been like transient or
there's
some lineup changes?
It used to be I would book a show and then I would find a band to play the show.
Okay.
And then, and then I started doing, about a year and a half ago, I wanted to do like a band again. And so I've been in a band with some of these people before and some of them not. And then, so this group it's still improvised, but we practice still.
Sure. And how do you feel like I mean, of course the sound is changing because you're just playing with different people, but do you feel like you have landed on something either more intentional sonically or something that you didn't quite expect when deciding to be in a group that practices more than you'd been used to? Like, was there intention behind what you wanted the group to sound like, or was it just a matter of having all of these different people's influences be brought together?
I think it's a little of both. From all the years of doing improvised with so many different people, there was things that obviously would work more than other things, and so I tried to lean into those things. And then I think I just missed the camaraderie of being around the same people. It's kind of like the same thing about, I almost consider it like a relationship wise. Like I was sleeping around a lot for a long time. And then like, I was like, I should settle down and like see what I can build. And I feel like building something is more interesting to me right now than playing the field.
Yeah. And how does the writing process work for you now that you've kind of gotten to that point where you are with like a more consistent group? Is it you bringing lyrics and everyone kind of works around that, or something different?
It works. Usually we'll improvise and I record all the practices. And then I've got like notebooks of like poems and stuff that I write, and I just like flip through it until I find something that I think will fit.
Oh, wow. That's so cool. And do you ever use specific like exercises or anything like that, or do you feel like you have writing habits that are helpful to you when you're deciding what lyrics are going to fit best with like a piece of music? Do you ever try different ones out and just kind of see what works?
Yes, sure. I feel like my favorite trick is I've like learned how to like put myself into trances, and then so if I put myself into a trance and something comes to me, I can be removed from it, and then I can feel like, well, you didn't even come up with it. I'm just judging something that was channeled to me, and like, is this good or not? And it's so much easier than my ego being on the line all the time, I suppose. So that's my main trick, I suppose.
And shifting a little bit, a question that I've enjoyed asking people lately is, if you had to describe your group using 3 colors, what would said colors be?
I'm going to let Liz take this one.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing all the talking.
Well, yeah. I would say red for sure. 3 colors. Why red? It like burns. The band really has a flame going right now, and I know we talked about "Don't Burn the House Down" as one of the songs we played, but I feel like all together we burn really brightly, and so red is sort of fiery. Yeah. I'm thinking so nature related with colors, but if it like not hieroglyphic, I'm thinking of like just that reflective sort of silvery. If that's a color, not silver exactly, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Sequence of color?
Sequence. Like holographic.
Holographic, yeah.
Something to that effect.
Yeah. And then the third one. Do you have a third one, Nate?
I don't know. Black.
Bringing an
because
element.
It needs everything needs.
Mystery.
That's the mystery.
Yeah,
that's the mystery.
Be some sort of mystery, or why should anyone pay attention?
I like that perspective.
Yeah.
And that made me think of another question that I didn't have written down, and it's just run away from me.
Oh no.
Anyway, what have been some of your favorite moments or highlights being in this more consistent group? Like, do you have any performances that come to mind that you're like, man, we were locked in?
Yeah, definitely. I have a strong memory of a show we played at the Eagles Club. So there's a local friend of ours, Zach, who does a lights show and did a light show behind us. And,
cool.
I'm really new to music. I had never been in a band before this. And so like that is just a very memorable performance because of the way that the audience interacted. And it creates such a different balance when the audience is fully engaged and dancing. And that sort of like put a spark in me, aside from the first time I did it, because Nate was like, you should be in the band, and I was like, I don't have any skills, I don't think I should do it. And then the first show I got that high that people talk about, and so I had to come back and back after that.
That's so cool. So were you just like invited and you're like, yeah, why not?
No, I was like,
just friends.
yeah.
She's had such a spark, and like I was like, you should be performing. Like a lot of people perform who don't want to perform, and I was like, you want to perform. I can tell. Right?
He could tell when I couldn't tell. Yeah.
That's so fun. And speaking of something like that, how do you feel like the community of Minneapolis musicians has kind of allowed you to either come into your own as a performer, like you just said, or allowed you to find opportunities creatively that you feel like have sort of relied on the community aspect that I think is super pervasive
definitely.
here.
Yeah, definitely. So my partner's in a band, a couple bands locally as well, and so I had sort of been peripheral to the scene for many years and been made good connections. And there's such a shared passion for music, and Minneapolis has such a history, and I feel like people really conglomerate here.
Yeah.
They come together here.
Yeah.
So I have felt very supported, and I think I have this new thing, which is like a woman's wink when I see another woman on stage or something like that, or in the practice space, for example. There's a women's restroom, and anytime there's another woman in there, we're like, I see you. Okay, we're doing this thing, and yeah. But I felt very welcomed by many of and everyone in my band is great and supportive. In my band, our band.
It's your band.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. And anything like that for you, Nate?
I'm very supported by all the men around me.
Well, not specifically in that sense, I should say. But any kind of community that you felt like has been important in
The
allowing
community
you to...
is always changing and growing, and it's just it's been very interesting to me because I've been doing this in this town for 25 years almost now, and so people go and people come back in, and there's not that many people who are around my age left doing it, but it's been so fun to see new people, and music's really not that much different. It almost sounds exactly the same to me as it did 30 years ago or 25 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's just being a part of this continuum, and I don't really know what else to do with my life either. So.
Yeah, it's what you know.
Yeah,
it's what you know. Yeah. Okay, before we go, the fun question. Which also, I should say is fun, but also is stressful for some people because you get to build a 4-group bill, including your group. Who are you choosing and why, and where are you playing? And the possibilities are endless.
Wait, we have to kick people out of the band?
No. Like it's you
who's out
and
there?
three other groups that you get to play with on a bill.
Okay, local.
Sure.
Okay.
It's honestly whatever you like. I like to give people...
Where are we playing and who's on the bill?
Correct.
3 other bands.
Correct.
Okay.
You go first.
Oh, okay. I'm really going to mess this up, but I was listening to a Korean band earlier that I saw has... Is it okay if I wish I could name them. It's not very helpful if I can't name the band. Let's see.
They didn't give us the questions beforehand. So.
That's true. You didn't get to prepare.
Well, I don't want to. That seems like cheating.
I love Captain Beefheart. I would love to play Captain Beefheart.
That'd be cool.
I can say some more while you're thinking.
I want to. Sure, yeah.
No,
I want to play it like on an island.
On an island.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
The Big Island.
The big
biggest
island.
one. Wherever the biggest one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You have another one.
No.
Okay. I don't know how many members of T-Rex are alive, but I love T-Rex.
I know. I actually don't know either.
This is hypothetical.
This is
right?
all.
No,
this is
yeah.
all like
Mark Bolan
dream
can come
world.
back.
Okay.
Yeah, and I
I'm
actually
gonna
would
rise
love
some
that.
people from the dead.
Yeah, cool.
To play with them. We just need one more.
Oh man. I really like the band called Can. That'd be great.
I'm honestly surprised I don't hear people say that more.
Can?
Yeah. I feel like I would hear people say can a lot, but
Yeah.
I feel like this is the first time.
Oh, great.
Yeah. I'm excited for
special.
this
We're a couple
lineup.
of
I'm
unicorns
excited
over
for
here.
this lineup. I'll be there. All right.
If I think of it, I'll follow up with you about the
Cool.
Korean
Sounds good.
psych band.
I'm actually curious to know.
Yeah.
All right. So, anything exciting, shows, etc., coming up next in your world, things you've got going on?
We just played last night. So,
Okay.
Yeah, and we're working on an album.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah.
yes, we don't play again till February 28th
Okay.
with Mullet and Finesse,
Okay.
At
Cool.
the Red Sea,
the Red Sea.
8 p.m.
Sounds good.
Probably about that time.
Yeah. And are you in the process of writing for the record, recording? Where are you in that?
We recorded it this summer,
Oh, okay.
but there's a lot of improvised stuff, and then I edit it, and then we do vocals and overdubs, and then
Oh, cool. Sweet.
that's what we're in the process of right now.
Amazing. Any perfect release date you have? Or you're just working on it?
The label we're working with is cool with this fall, and that's what we're aiming for. So.
Lovely.
It's really exciting.
Yeah, that's so exciting. Yeah. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming in
Thank you.
Thank you for
playing
having
and
us.
chatting with me.
Thank you so much.
This has been American Cream on Off the Record. You're listening to Radio K, Real College Radio.